Hello and welcome back to Skydog Reviews. Great to see you again. Been away for a few weeks, just got back, and fortunate to have a few Boston Scally boxes arrive on my doorstep while I was gone. So we'll have a couple reviews coming out this week. This will be the first of two. So I hope you enjoy them. Today we're going to be discussing the Joker 2. The Joker 2 is the fourth release in the Gambler Collection. That was started off by the cap I'm wearing right here, the Ace. They have issued the original Joker, the King of Hearts, and the Joker 2. But before we get into the review, we'll go where we normally go at this section of the video. Get into the pricing. Unfortunately, it looks like my favorite deal of the buy 3, 25 off, plus the free shipping code has officially expired. It went away back, I think, late February, early March, and this is 2025, so things can change. But several people reported on one of the purchases before I did my Green Friday video. And when I bought some caps for my Green Friday video, that option was not available. I was hoping it was just temporary, but it looks like may have come to roost permanently. So now you're relying on the 10%, which is a normal discount, sometimes a 15, sometimes a 20, depending on time of year when they're doing, usually around the holidays, sometimes during the summer, they'll have a 20% code for a week or two. Definitely Black Friday and also through the Christmas season, but the favorite discount has disappeared. So I'm not going to put up the chart I normally put up over here, just because that was based on that. That way you could compare the discounts with the Mix and Match 3. It is still available on my YouTube page. So if you go to my YouTube homepage and go to the communities tab, that chart is still in there, but unfortunately I'm probably gonna have to put an updated one in with the lack of the Mix and Match plus free ship code, which was by far the most spectacular deal going. They haven't officially said what the reason was for it, but one can speculate, along with some other things I've been purchasing lately. The tariff game, particularly if your products come from China, which, as most of you know, Boston Scally caps are manufactured there. So prices have gone up, and then they've kind of swung back and gone up and swung back as the politicians go back and forth. But anyways, a lot of companies that I deal with watches. I'm really into watches, and kind of a preview. Those are eventually going to be showing up on this channel. I think I have enough now to start doing some reviews on watches, but some of the manufacturers are in China, and the tariffs have impacted their ability to provide the same level of pricing. So you are going to start seeing those, particularly on watches. The de minimis exemption, $800 and less, has disappeared from China. So you start seeing increased prices, and it's probably a good bet that Mix and Match and free ship gonna get 86'd by the tariffs. And so maybe that will go away at some point, maybe it won't, but at this date and time, it's gone. Let's see, the Gambler Collection. Let's get into the reviews. I've already reviewed the first two caps, so I'll be very quick on them. Again, what I'm having here is the Ace. Just a very nice black 6-panel cap. It is a wool poly blend. A little different than some of their other ones. Like I said, everybody, it's just another black Boston Scally, and they do have a lot of those. Even in 6-panel, I have a few of them, but they're all a little different. The things that really set this one apart, if you get into the lining, you can kind of see there, it's more of that silkier style of lining. It's not, it's a fabric, but it's not that traditional like cotton fabric. Even on the brim, you get the Looking at these spades kind of coming across, even on the inside. And instead of that vinyl logo, it's more of a sublimated design, so it won't stick to those folks' heads that have that issue. It did have that nice call out. Let's see right there. You have the ace of spades. Kind of hard to see because it's done in black. I'm stitching on a black cap. But, some of their nicer things, the embroidery, the nice lining. So, again, we don't have the stick issue for those that have it. But in all, a very well done cap. It's very well received, and folks, after it sold out, couldn't wait for it to come back in. So it comes in and out of stock. I believe it's still on. I just looked at the webpage, but I think they re-released some with the Joker 2. The second cap in the series was the Joker. I did not purchase one. I wasn't a big fan of the colors, even though my wife's favorite color is purple. It didn't go with pretty much anything I owned. So that one kind of went by the wayside. I never picked it up and had no interest in it. But it was a nice cap for those who picked it up, and I know a lot of people wait for a re-release and hoping to get a re-release when the Joker 2 came out. The next cap in the series was the King of Hearts. And again, another beautiful cap. It's a patchwork, as you can tell. It is an 8-panel, so we get some of our traditional 8-panel design call-outs on top of the individual panels. You do have the button on top. This one has that kind of full leather over the button. It does have a contrasting brim, again with that full leather. Panels are all wool poly. You can get a mix of your herringbones, your solids, and some plaids. It also had, just like the ace, you have the King of Hearts embroidered in the back. More of a contrasting color this time with the red. Had a couple pins. There is the playing card style pin, and basically matching with the back embroidery with the King of Hearts logo. Inside, again, you have that softer, almost silkier material, sublimated with the King of Hearts logo. And as you can see in there, and again, it's not vinyl, so it's not going to stick to you folks that have the issue there, but a very comfortable cap. Put it on the head. I bought this right away. I was very psyched when this one came out, basically because the colorways goes a lot with Patriots and Red Sox colors. I do have a lot of their gear. So this one is a perfect cap. Again, wool poly, more of a winter, and we're in Texas. It is getting towards the end of May, and we've already, I think, hit triple digits once. So the wool polys won't see much wear until we get into the late fall, early winter again. But it is a beautiful cap. And now, while you're here, at least that's why the name's on the video, the Joker 2 came out a few weeks ago. Like I said, didn't get a chance to review it because I was away, but I like the colors. So looks very similar to the original Joker, but the Joker 2 has different color panels. So you have the traditional patchwork. It is a single panel. So you have this like teal blue. You got a little bit of like a brown herringbone in there. You get the solid with the black. And then, I don't know what to call it, but it has, like I said, you can kind of see in there, you get the blue call out, you get the black call out, and you got this, they call it hot pink. I believe it was hot pink on the website, but it's pretty subtle. And again, you can see it more on the sides. You have the herringbone, you have that multicolor, and they even did a patch on it. No, just like the original Joker, there is no embroidery there, so it's a little different than the Ace and the King of Hearts. But all in all, a pretty beautiful patchwork design. You have the nice contrasting brim with that teal blue, which I like. I do have this color in my outfit, so I was really looking forward to. And then you get to the inside, and this is like, wow, it really pops. So with the teal blue on the underside of the brim, but now this one is more of your traditional inside BSC style liner. It's more of a cottony fabric. It doesn't have that real luster and smoothness that you get from the Ace or the King of Hearts, but you get that logo in there, and that's what the pin was. I did not get a pin with this one. And you know, it led a lot of people believe it was going to be purple again because that was the logo we got teased with. But I was much happier to get the teal blue. But a very bright interior, and that, as you said, that bright interior really goes along with that fabric there. Let's get it on the head. Man, I really like this. And I said I should have worn a matching shirt for this. But I really like the way the colors on this one pop. I really like what the design they put together, because you can wear this hat with almost anything and wear it with, this is a Henley, but you can wear a t-shirt. But you can get dressed up on this one, because I said there is a lot of classic, you know, dressed up colors. You got the black, you got the brown herringbone, you know, and you get that touch of splash of color with the teal blue and those little hints of pink in some of those patches. But what a wonderful fitting cap. Yeah, it's 2XL like all my caps. Just a great fitting cap. It's a great style. I like the single panel style. I started to acquire more of them this winter. I didn't like patchworks, and I didn't do a lot of single panels because they're mostly in wool poly. They do make some single panels in lighter fabrics, the Dad 2.0, some of my favorite caps. But most of them wool poly, like this one. So like I said, here in Texas, it's probably not going to get a lot of wear over the next several months. But, you know, if you let this pass, it's going to disappear. It's a very popular design. And also, being a new release, you tend to get some swag. And in this case, with the Joker 2, you got your, they call it dust bag. I have a dust bag full of dust bags from BSCALLY in my collection. But this one's pretty wild. Like I said, more of the bright purple, which everybody was expecting. I know some were disappointed when there was no purple in the cap. But you got a dust bag with this one. And here's my card. So I'm not going to flip it around because I haven't used the code yet, but you got a scratch-off card with the Joker 2. And on the back, just like these scratch-off tickets you get from your local lottery, you scratch it off and you get a discount. So they do this sometimes. I believe they did it with the first Joker as well. I know they did it with the Joker 2, but it does sometimes occur. And it is a good deal, especially now. Like I said, you know, a 20% code is a lot more valuable since you can't do the mix and match 3. Well, you can still do the mix match 3, but you're not going to get the free shipping. So hopefully, and I don't think when I use 20, I can use free shipping. That was part of the problem. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to see if I can save enough with the 20% and without the free shipping, and just compare them up. But anyways, that about wraps this video up on the Joker 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we'll be having another video released later in the week. I'll be filming it soon after this one, but I don't want to bombard you guys, you know, after going weeks and months without videos. I'll try to spread them out a little bit. But so, where do we go from here? Let's see, another good place to learn about BSCALLY caps. We do have a couple Facebook groups I'm active in. We have the Scally crew on Facebook. You join that group. It's pretty well moderated. They don't put up with any shenanigans. So the moderation keeps it a very nice and friendly crew. A lot of regulars on there. We get to know each other, and unfortunately, we get each other to buy more caps. Now that one's not exclusive to BSCALLY caps. There are other style Scally caps that folks display in there, so it's a little more of a broad swath of caps. Where the other Facebook group I'm in is the BSCALLY Insider Facebook group. That one is also very well moderated. The only difference there is like the Scally Crew, you can post something right away and they'll just remove it if they don't approve of it. Where Boston Scally Insider, since it is associated with the Boston Scally Company, it'll get modded before your post hits. So it's not an instant post, but they're pretty quick about approving posts. And that one is primarily all Boston Scally caps. So that's both great groups to be in. Like I said, the Scally Crew, I've been part of longer. I know a lot of the regulars, and actually most of us are in both groups. But both are great resources for you if you're looking for pictures of these caps out in the wild. You have questions. You've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about cap care, cap maintenance. There's a new video that's one of my good friends on the Scally Crew just put out with a cap steamer. It actually comes from another member of both those groups. His little secret, he always had the perfect caps, no wrinkles. It was incredible. So check those sites out. If you enjoy Scally caps, and particularly Boston Scally caps, I think you'll enjoy both of those. So that about wraps it up for this review. Tried to keep it short, but of course I can never keep it too short. I just like to talk too much, unfortunately. So thanks again for joining Skydog Reviews. Have a great day. We'll see you the next time around.